remarkable thing. So Florida is a very big and very diverse state. There's two states that are not exactly like California, but Texas and Florida, probably from a diversity point of view, a scale, is most like us. And what Florida did 11 years ago is they started an education reform movement that has paid remarkable dividends. On their most recent NAEP scores, where we were 49th out of 50 on 8th grade reading, they were 6th in the country. And they have gone from, high 30s in the ratings to 6th. And we've gone from high 30s to high 40s. And so it's not demography. Demography is not destiny here. It is a different approach. And it is remarkable what they have done. And everyone said it couldn't be done. Here's another statistic, and I'll get back to you with the exact statistic. But if you take just Florida's Hispanic children and Hispanic children K through 12 and sort of thought of them as a separate state, they would be 10 rating points higher on the scale than all of California. If you take the low-income Hispanic kids, they perform better than California. So, this has been a widespread.
Than the California overall average.
So why?
That's interesting.
So why not vouchers?
As I said, I'm a big believer in the 80-20. What's 20% of the reforms that get you 80% of the way home? Vouchers, it's not happening. This is so politically toxic that I think there's some interesting elements to it, but let's do some things that we know work, that we know we can get done, or at least have a chance of getting done. And so it's really, I'm not against it. If we could turn to it, if we can get the things I've outlined done, maybe we could go there. It's not that I'm philosophically against it. I'm very practical. Okay, what are the 3 or 4 things we're going to try to get done that will appeal to teachers, that will appeal to parents, that we can build broad-scale support for?
It's funny when studies or polls are done and you mention them as vouchers, people are against them, but then when you mention them as scholarships, the exact same program, people are for them. So that's kind of interesting. One more point on education. I assume you would remove the cap on the number of charter schools that could be created in the state.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So how do you bypass the unions to do all this?
Well, I don't think you bypass the unions. The unions are a fact of life. They are here, and we have to work with the unions, and we have to negotiate with the unions. And as I said to Mark, I think we've got to go to the teachers. We have got to be advocates for the students. We have to talk about the performance of our public schools every single day. We should, really, it's one of the things that I liked about this A through F program is you can find out today how good your child's school is. You can go to the website, there's 10 factors, you multiply by 10, divide by 3, and there's a kind of a way to check how your school's doing. But that transparency around a single letter grade, it's very easy to understand. And I think this will galvanize people to really, we have got to define the problem. There, I think, is when you, speak with the CTA, there's a disconnect on, I think, how serious the problem is. And so we've got to agree on how serious the problem is, and then we have to design a way forward together. And teachers understand the system is really broken. When you talk to teachers one-on-one, they really understand the problem here. The principals understand the problem. The union leadership is entrenched in a way of thinking that simply is not delivering the results for the kids. So
don't you think it's just as